Zidane Danny, Election Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat. This time, just with Captain Jack.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah, we don't know where Joker is. We told him that we're starting without him because we were supposed to start this a while ago. But
Here we
here
are.
we are. Well, I guess the twofer still happens. It's just one with Joker and one with you.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Anyway. Welcome back to Nerd Chat. Now, you may be seeing that our topic for today is GOG, which probably very few of you actually know what the heck that is. And no, we are not sponsored by them, but we would absolutely accept it if if they did actually want to sponsor us because they are awesome. That's the reason why we're talking about them. So, yeah. So you have never heard of GOG before I mentioned it to you, right?
Correct.
And I'm assuming that Joker has never heard of it either, which honestly is not that surprising. GOG is relatively unknown compared to other companies. Basically, it is very similar to Steam, except it's better, in my opinion. One, it's not controlled by evil jerks and stuff, but basically all that GOG is a place where you can purchase games for pretty dang cheap. That's one of the big things that they do is pretty much every game that they have has a sale at some point. It's kind of hard to know exactly when it's gonna have its specific sale, but pretty much all of them do have sales pretty often, such as Stardew Valley. I got that for like $7.50, I think, which
Wow, that's half off.
half off, and that's just out of the blue. I opened up GOG, saw, and I was like, I wonder if Stardew Valley is on GOG because I'd really prefer to do it on GOG rather than on Steam. And looky, it's on GOG. Cool, I'm gonna get it. Oh, cool, it's half off. This is awesome.
That is.
Yeah. So obviously went for it, got it, and it's honestly a lot of. It's really cool. I kind of wish that Quixote was here because he's actually done a lot more with GOG than I have. He has I believe it has all of the Ultima games, and as well as like a bunch of other games that are usually a lot of older games rather than newer ones. But obviously it still has some newer ones. Like I said, it has Stardew Valley. A lot of smaller indie games I've noticed, as well as just random free games as well, which is pretty nice.
There's my wood. Yep, there we go.
But that's the big thing. And then another really awesome thing that I absolutely love about GOG is that even though you can play your games directly from the GOG interface, you don't have to. You can just click on the actual game that you bought from GOG anywhere and just play it. No strings attached whatsoever. And it's even better because you can share your games with your friends if you want to share them across like basically any sharing way that you can. So if you want to share it via Google, you can do that. If you want to share it by by using a flash drive, you can do that. And
Wow, that's awesome.
it really is. Just for example, Quixote got frickin' Pajama Sam because
I just got Spy Fox dry cereal.
yeah, so he got Pajama Sam, and I'm pretty sure like all of those games are on GOG, and he just got them just out of the blue because he knew that I played them when I was little. And, well, specifically, I played the demo for Pajama Sam, So he got it for me, and
Because
I
it
was
came
just
in a
like,
kid's
"Cool,
meal.
thank you." And then I played it. I played the first one on my PC, and I'm planning to play the other ones at some point. So it's just like, yeah, you can share the games with your friends across consoles, and it's just or across systems. And it's amazing. Um, yeah, I think that if I wanted to, I could probably just instead of having him buy Stardew Valley, which I'm telling him to do it anyways because it's amazing and he should support the creator. If I really wanted to, I could probably just share it to him. Complete.
Yes, we always support Concerned
Yes,
Ape.
absolutely support Concerned Ape because he's amazing, and yeah, uh,
Especially since I'm currently working on Haunted Chocolatier, and I'm looking forward to it like nothing else.
exactly. I can't wait for Haunted Chocolatier. I haven't looked much into it except for the trailers and stuff, but it looks amazing. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening with that. I need to follow him on Twitter because it's just like he's mentioned so many things that I'm just like I need to see what he's talking about because that'll be exciting to say the least.
Mm.
Especially whatever he's planning for this game. I bet it's going to be just amazing. Um I'm kind of, to be completely honest, I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't have as much of a focus as Stardew Valley it does on the day-night cycle,
Yeah.
because that is a bit extreme, to be completely fair. Um, especially if you just you can be completely filled with energy, but then all of a sudden in the middle while you're in the middle of the mines or you're trying to make your way through the frickin' skull cavern and then suddenly you just knock unconscious because you fell asleep, and it's just
Yeah.
why. And it's one of the reasons why so many people use the staircase method, because there's literally no other way to get down there fast enough.
Yeah.
Well there is, but obviously it can be a challenge to say the least. But I don't know. It happens. No big deal.
So, I just got to level 10 fishing. Should I choose angler or pirate?
I would go with pirate personally, but that's up to you. I saw like a video that said that that's like the better option. I don't know if that's true though. But yeah, and then another really little thing that I do think is a bit iffy about GOG is that well, not iffy, but kind of sad is that you can't change how you want to play your game. So, for example, I currently have Stardew Valley mods, um, and if I want to play that, I have to open up as the API, just clicking on it wherever I've put it, rather than rather than just going through GOG, which like in Steam, that's how you do it. If you want to play actual the modded version, you go through Steam, set it up, and then you're good. GOG, you can't do that. Which
Yeah.
either way is fine. I think that the fact that GOG has the way that you can just, oh, I want to play this specific game. Here, it's now on my taskbar, and I can just boop, I'm there. I think that is better, but at the same time, like, it would be nice to be able to do it from just from within GOG, especially if you're looking at other things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever. They did a fantastic job with the game, or with the system, and it's fantastic. I'll just leave it at that. um. So yeah. Uh, we're reading books though as well, which is fun.
Yeah. It's weird to have like time to do that.
Right? I don't even. Sometimes I feel like I don't have time to do that, but that's beside the point. But we're both reading through or not through Percy Jackson. We're reading through Heroes of Olympus, which is fun. I obviously everyone should read Heroes of Olympus as well as the Percy Jackson series as well as all the other series because
Let's see, where am I in the book? I'm in chapter.
well, I mean they don't really have chapters; they just have the name and oh well, I guess it does say something.
Chapter 22.
You're
Piper.
in 22 Piper. Okay. So you are way further in than I am because I'm in 4 Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 Leo. So, which is it's so weird. Like we were just talking about the fact that we play games and read books opposite ways. So you play video games slowly, just going at it at your own pace, and I go ham pretty early on. But in
Yeah.
books, it's the other way around. Like sometimes I will read through it quickly, but most of that I think is because of the fact that most of the reason why it takes so long is because of the fact that I am a slow reader. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. We live with it. But honestly, I do have to say I am absolutely loving Heroes of Olympus. I actually think I might be enjoying it a little bit more than Percy Jackson. Which I'm not certain if that's actually the case yet because I think I need to get through a few more books before I actually say that for sure.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really was really annoyed by in Percy Jackson, and they kind of do this in Heroes of Olympus, but it makes more sense because it's a different series. Constantly referring back to stuff that happened literally the last book, and basically he's re-explaining everything.
So I can tell you why they did that.
Okay.
So Rick Riordan, when he started out writing these things, first of all, Percy Jackson took a while to get approved and get picked up by a publisher.
Okay.
Second, they came out a year apart. And when they're designed for fourth, fifth, and sixth graders, they're not gonna remember what they read a year ago.
Okay, yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense than I thought. Than I was originally thinking.
So think about it from my point of view. Where when The Lost Hero first came out, I was in the 6th grade.
Yikes.
And I read it, and I was like, "All right, let's go." And then the second one came out a year later. Or no, Son of Neptune came out in 6th grade. So I read The Lost Hero and Son of Neptune. Then everything else, I had to wait a year each time.
Okay. Yeah, then that actually does make sense then. I think another thing though about why, like obviously Percy Jackson, that took less time, but I think, or that took more time. With Heroes of Olympus and the later books, it seems like what he did, at least from what I was reading and looking at the information, basically he was doing 2 different books around the same time. So
he was writing Kane Chronicles and Heroes of Olympus at the same time.
So
they would come out in 6 months, basically.
So yeah, he was obviously writing those at the same time, and you could read them however you wanted to read them. So
right.
So that does make sense, and then he also did the same thing with Magnus Chase and Apollo. Yeah. And then I'm assuming that he's probably going to be doing something similar with Daughter of the Deep and something else.
Yeah.
Because that just came out. I don't think I don't even think that the paperback version is out yet.
Wow.
Like I think the hardcover version is out as well as the audiobook is out, but not the paperback yet. At least that's what I think I saw it when I was looking at it. Obviously, whenever people watch this video, that may be different, but yeah. Also, though, you need to read Scandai. I know that's changing the topic very quickly, but I absolutely do recommend Scandar because I think that it might just be the next Percy Jackson / Harry Potter, and I say a lot. I say a
Wow.
lot about that in my actual my actual Show It Some Love, and I'm planning to do more. I'm planning to explain more about it in a fully fledged spoilerific review. Which,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't want to spoil things for this book because it's really good, and it's also kind of amazing because uh, as I've been doing research on the book after I made the Show It Some Love, uh, I've just been finding more and more little pieces of information, and I'm just like, oh, wow, there are actually she was inspired by a lot more than I thought. Because for one thing, Skandar feeds his unicorn jelly babies, which, if you know anything about Doctor Who, that was like one of the big things that he was back when he was Tom Baker. He was constantly giving
The
out jelly
fourth Doctor.
babies, and
Would you like a jelly baby?
exactly, it's kind of the exact same thing with Skandar and Scoundrel, which is the name of the unicorn.
Come lay down.
So I love that. I love that that's just a fun little Easter egg in there. And there's just a whole bunch of other ones that clearly she was inspired by a lot of different things and a lot of different stories. Um, like, absolutely, I 100% believe that Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, as well as a lot of other books, were likely strong inspirations for what she was doing. As well as a little bit of Star Wars, even maybe, which I'm not going to spoil what exactly I'm talking about there, but yeah, um, that's food for thought for those of you until you figure out what it is. You'll just have to wait and see. Um, but she absolutely, I think, was inspired by that. And then I told you recently about the fact that Skandar is literally named Skandar, which is which, even if that isn't intentional, it could be intentional as basically a reference to Edmund in the recent versions of Chronicles of Narnia, because his name is literally also Skander. Which
Yeah.
I didn't even I literally just found that out by looking up Skandar. Like, I was going to be looking up Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, and then I just so happened to, instead of doing that, I typed Skandar, and I was like, oh, well, there's the book anyways. Cool. I'll look to see, and I'll try and figure out a picture for it. And then I see Edmund a ton of times, and I'm like, wait, what? And then apparently, yeah, he is actually the actor. The actor's name is literally Skandar, and it's just, what?
His first
Yeah,
name?
his first name is Skandar.
Wow.
Which is just, what? How did I miss this? Like, obviously, yes, we were younger when those came out, but even still. But yeah, if you look up Skandar, like, a good few of the things are obviously Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, and then um down a bit there's Skander Keynes, which is the actor, and yeah, I just I I think that's him, right? I might be crazy. Yeah, that's him, Skander Keynes, and it's just, how did we not know? How did we not realize this for like a while? And it's funny because that's also the Wikipedia article, not the actual IMDb for him.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, it's way more obvious if you go into the images, because the first image, the second image is Skandar, and then literally everything else is him.
Huh.
I just I'm surprised, to say the least. Also, just off the top of my head, I kind of think that she may have actually been inspired by the actor when she designed what Skandar looks like, because in the image on the actual book, he does look similar. Like, not obviously it's an artistic rendition, but he does look pretty close to what the actor looks like. So I
Huh.
don't know if it was intentional or what, but and obviously he's like his head is slightly turned down so you can't see exactly straight on, but he is kind of similar, which is interesting to say the least. Um, but yeah. Also, it's gonna be my guess is that it's gonna be 5 books long. So that's fun. Just like Percy Jackson and well, Harry Potter was 7 books long, but that's beside the point. But yeah, they do specifically mention that it takes 5 years to become a full fledged unicorn rider. So that's another reason why I think it's going to be a 5 book thing. Um, but also another thing, Skandar is her first book.
Wow.
So the fact that I'm singing its praises so much, one, so close to its release, but two, the fact that it's literally her first, A.F. Stedman's first book, that should really show you that she has a great way that she's going to be going as she keeps writing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there are books that if a writer writes their first book, sometimes the first book is amazing and fantastic, and everyone, well, maybe not everyone loves it, but a good number of people love it. Cough, cough, Aragon, and then the rest of the series ends up being terrible. But also, she's an adult compared to the fact that he was a child when he wrote Aragon.
Yeah, he was like 15.
Yeah. So obviously, he still had some growing up to do, while A.F. Stedman is actually an adult. So, yeah. So she's done a lot of her growing already.
Yeah.
Obviously, things happen. Uh, People go through changes and stuff, but yeah. And also another thing that I think is really interesting is I do think that they could absolutely do something in the future where some of the characters do end up in like relationships and stuff, but also another thing about this is that they really do develop these kids as their friends first and foremost, and that is something that is an important thing to do. No matter what you're doing, if you're going to have a whole bunch of kids being together, make them friends first and foremost. You don't need to make them be like already looking for a relationship and stuff.
Oh yeah.
um
That's something I have talked about a lot, where we're like, parents are up in arms about, oh my gosh, there's gay people in there. I'm like, we're sitting here, we're just like, why is there so much romance in general? Like, gay, straight,
yeah,
whatever.
there really shouldn't be as much romantic involvement that young.
What kids get bettered by romantic involvement? None.
Yeah, like sure, in Skandar and his friends, they're 13 and they're going to start dealing with a lot of relationship stuff and figuring themselves out. But the first and foremost thing is that they're friends, and yeah, sure, they may have some uncertainties and trying to understand more about themselves as they grow up, but that's for future books. First and foremost, what she wants to get across is that these kids are friends. And I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. I love that that is the way that they're going. I do heavily think that she is aiming for this one girl in Skandar to end up being in a relationship at some point further down the line. But also, like, I pick up on certain things like that pretty early on, anyways. Also, I kind of did predict like something in the book pretty early on. Like, I was kind of like going back and forth between is this actually the person or is it not, and then it ends up being this one person. I was that I had some thoughts on it, but I wasn't 100% certain until it started to get more and more information. Then I was like, oh yeah, she's that one person is definitely that one other person. So that's fun. And another thing that is really interesting about that is that um, Skandar doesn't treat the audience like idiots. um, well, basically the characters aren't idiots, is what I should be saying. One of the main characters is basically figuring things out as I'm figuring things out. Maybe a little bit, later, but for the most part, he's figuring things out about the same rate as as the reader should. While obviously in a lot of other media, they put out these hints like a long time in advance, and then nobody's figuring it out until much later. But in this, actually, one of the characters is doing that pretty early on, and is like, "Huh, could this person actually be this person?" And moving on and on, and it's great. Obviously, read it as you go through. I went on a rampage there.
A little bit. A little bit. That's okay.
The point is, you should read. You should read Skandar. That's for all of the audience. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so Stardew Valley.
Currently playing it.
Yeah, you're currently playing it. I've recently started modding, my at least my computer version, so that's fun.
You can only mod Switch.
Yeah, you can't
PC.
do mods for Switch or PlayStation, and I'm pretty sure not Xbox either.
Nope, just mobile and
Yeah.
PC.
Which, let's be honest, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Like it can be a bit annoying, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's the better option. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest with ourselves. But yeah, I don't know. I think that some of the mods that I've just like put in here, and like I was watching some videos about different mods and stuff for a while now, but actually getting them in the game, I'm just like, this is actually really cool. Like, why did nobody talk about this until now? That's kind of disappointing that nobody talked about it until like much later.
Right? Stardew Valley Expanded, especially.
Yeah, like if you get a chance to play Stardew Valley Expanded, absolutely do so, because it's just so much fun. Like I do think that there are some things that a good majority of the mods that I have are basically these things that, hey, make sure that things run smoothly. Like I have content patch or console commands, so on and so forth. All these different things that just make sure that the game runs smoothly, that other modders have created so that other modders can make sure that their mods work, and they can use them to make sure that it works. Stardew Valley Expanded is one of the biggest ones because they did so much in that.
They did. They added whole new characters and just so much stuff, and I was just absolutely floored.
I'm actually thinking of getting a few more character mods for my modded thing, but I'm also kind of worried because obviously you don't want to overload it and have problems. So I'm gonna see what things work better with Stardew Valley Expanded before I do anything with that. But like smaller mods are absolutely great. Like there's this tractor mod that basically allows you to use your tools at a much better, faster way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You have like a ton of wood just strewn about. You can just hop in your tractor and hook up your axe, and then boom, run straight through all of the wood, and then boom, you've got it all. Or you can hook up your scythe and cut down all of the grass so that you can have the space. Or set up your hoe so it will plow the land, and so on and so forth. And it's great. I haven't gotten around to actually playing around with it too much. I just looked at it with a video, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. That's gonna be so much more help, especially if I want to do more with this.
My thing about Stardew Valley is that you can expand it is that you can buy sprinklers immediately.
That's true. I need to find. I need to get some though. I haven't gotten around to that. I'll probably do that once I actually get some money in my accounts because I really didn't focus on that right away. To be completely honest, I was just like, yeah, I should get a few different crops going. Da da da. I'll worry about money at a later date. We'll see. Obviously, I'll need to work on getting some stuff quickly because obviously you need to have some good crops for when you actually start the game and go further in. Like it would be great to have some good parsnips, some golden parsnips before we actually get um the community center set up.
Right. Right.
Because that, oh my gosh, some parts of that community center is just, it takes so long to do.
For me, that's kind of part of the fun of it,
Yeah,
though.
that's fair. Um, but hey, it at least, hey, you can get some stuff done. That's good enough for me. Um, Also, I do have to say, I absolutely love the visible fish mod.
Yeah.
I know I'm pretty sure you haven't seen what it actually does, but or you might have, but basically all it does is just make sure that you can see what fish are gonna be in the area that you're gonna be in, that you're fishing in, and that's it. And it's just it gives life to the game, but also two, it's like, here you go. This is what you're gonna be able to get in this specific area of water. And sure, they don't actually go up to your fishing rod and you know exactly what you're going to get before you get it, but that's not necessary.
No.
It's just helpful to know what you're going to be able to get there and at specifically what times. So, yeah, that's fine. That's fun. And then I also got this thing called seasonal cute characters, which basically just makes your characters have different, all of the different characters have different outfits. And that's just a little fun thing because especially like certain areas of the map or of the game where, I think in, like there's that one thing that happens like every single week where a whole bunch of the girls go to Pierce's shop and they all work out together. Um, they made it so that every single one of those girls during that time has a workout outfit in this, and it's just like, that's so much better because like obviously in the normal game they don't have that. They look like their normal
Look
selves.
weird.
As like
Yeah.
you don't work out in your normal clothes. Which yeah, I think that was it was absolutely one of the best mods that I added into that because it makes things just look so much better. And I'm 100% excited to see what else they have in store for that.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's more stuff, and I'll be going over like all of the different things that I have in my actual video, which will be coming soon. I just need to edit it and see what I want to say in the video. Um, but that'll probably be a few weeks from now. Those of you who are watching this video as it comes out, you'll be getting a video about my reactions and interactions in the actual first time playing a modded version of Stardew Valley. So, yeah, look forward to that. Yeah.
Pudding.
Having fun in Stardew Valley?
I'm actually taking a break to eat some butterscotch pudding.
I mean, that sounds great. That's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. But so, did I ever tell you about the William Shakespeare Star Wars?
No.
I just randomly was looking up at my book collection and I saw that. I was like, did I ever tell them about that? I think I might have told Joker one time. Um, but basically, all it is it's just a play version of Star Wars, but if it was written by William Shakespeare, with obviously like a whole bunch of things that are just specifically Star Wars theme or specifically um, old timey in the uh, times of William Shakespeare, and it's great. I haven't gone through every single thing of it, but just what I've read of it, I just immediately think this needs to actually be a play that is performed on stage and it needs to be everywhere. Everyone needs to see this because it's gonna be hilarious.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Like I would, what I would absolutely love to see is basically someone like a group of an entire team, who an entire theater group gets the entire series of the William Shakespeare Star Wars, which is obviously just the 9 movies, and they do each and every single one of them in order of original release. So obviously Star Wars, then Empire Strikes Back, and so on and so forth. Go through each and every single one of them, and then re- uh, and then release it all
Yo, Ruby
as
spawned
like
in
a
Cory.
thing
That's
on
dope.
like Disney Plus or some shit.
That would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome.
Like obviously Disney would probably be the only ones who would get it because they're the ones who own Star Wars at this point. But
And forever will, because Lord knows they ain't selling anytime soon.
that is 100% true. Um, they've got too much money from it. They're gonna keep getting money from it.
Oh yeah. No, Star Wars is a cash cow for them. 100%.
Absolutely. And they're just gonna keep getting money from it. Like I think like there was a chance that Star Wars Mania would die at some point, but
it hasn't.
it hasn't. But I think that with Disney owning it now, it's just gonna get worse. There's just gonna be so much Star Wars stuff everywhere, and sometimes it's just gonna be like this a really crappy thing at some point. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but at some point it's gonna happen where the shows end up being crap, and we're just gonna be like, whatever. I'm still gonna watch it because it's Star Wars.
I feel like for some people that's already happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, absolutely some of the movies have done that, but like, let's be honest. I don't think there's a show that wasn't good, well done. Like obviously there's some that people don't like. Like I'm obviously not the biggest fan of Resistance, but that's mostly because it's just kind of hard to remember to watch it. We still haven't gotten past episode 2, which is just
Niku. Like Niku.
I know you love the series, but it's so hard to just sit down and
hear me when
it.
I say I love Niku.
Yeah. Yeah, you love him. But yeah, we just haven't gotten through it because it's just like it's so forgettable. It's just a racing thing, especially at the very beginning.
Yeah, it is.
I've heard that it's like it gets better, but at the same time, like you really have to grin and bear through it for the first bit at least. I don't know.
Where the frick is crack? Oh,
I don't know. And then obviously a whole bunch of people didn't like Rebels, which I don't understand how no one liked Rebels. Well, not no one. There obviously we like Rebels, or at least I do. Did you like Rebels? Yeah, exactly. And I think that Joker also liked Rebels, but then there's like so many others that are just like, I don't like it. It's fine, whatever. It's a show. I don't understand why people didn't like it. Um, but it really pissed me off because I know you haven't seen Kenobi yet, but in Kenobi, um, afterwards, or after this one scene in it, everyone was like, "Yay, Rebels is no longer canon because this one character dies." And it's like, everyone, that's obviously a fake out. Like, he is one of the most important characters, and then they and then I think like in like before that had even finished airing, and we had gotten confirmation that that the character was still alive. Um, there was a trailer for Fallen Order, or not Fallen Order 2, whatever the new thing is called. Um, Survivor, I think it's called. Um,
Something like that.
yeah. There was a trailer for it, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think that the character is actually in the trailer, and it's like, see, clearly he's still alive. Because this is taking place around the same time, maybe a little bit after this movie, or after this series. How are you guys this dumb? I don't know. It was weird, to say the least. I don't understand why so many people were just like jumping on the bandwagon of, yay, Rebels is no longer canon, when in actuality it's like one of the most canon series that there is. Like, so many of the things that they've done in it are just like, yeah, that's canon, and we're making sure that it's even more canon, more and more as we continue. Especially considering the fact that Ahsoka is literally Rebels season or whatever. What season were we?
I don't remember.
But yeah, Ahsoka is literally the next season of Rebels, and it's not even a joke. Like, I haven't even seen the trailer yet because I wanted to see it as a good quality. But what I did see just floating around in the internet, you see the entire freaking crew of the Ghost that is still alive, and they're there. We all know, and they were constantly telling us that Sabine was going to be in it, and it's just like, how are people dumb? How are people this dumb, considering the fact that so many people were excited for Ahsoka, and like, I think it was even revealed before before Kenobi even came out, that it was gonna be Rebels season whatever, the next season. I just don't know. It's so stupid. Ah.
Sorry, there was a knock at my door.
Okay. Fun. Chaos happens.
All good.
Chaos happens.
It,
So,
it's just that I didn't have a shirt on, and I was like, oh
no! Yeah, you should probably put a shirt on.
It's 100 degrees, dude.
Yeah, fair. But, yeah. I don't know. So what would you say is your current favorite Star Wars show?
Let's see. What is my current favorite Star Wars show?
I mean, obviously Mandalorian would probably be mine.
I was gonna say Mandalorian is really the one I've watched the most.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone agrees
So
that
I
that's
like
one of the best ones. After that, I'd say that for me, Rebels is probably after that.
Yeah.
So we share opinions on that. You may change your opinions with once you get around to seeing the other shows. But
Possibly.
speaking of which shows do you still need to watch? Just out of curiosity. Huh?
Yeah. Pretty much.
All of the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, I think, like, maybe you might put Bad Batch a little bit higher because Omega is amazing, but um but other than that, I don't know. Um like I don't think Boba Fett is going to be is going to outmatch certain things because let's be honest, it was not the best. It was still good, but it was not the best of the new stuff because obviously all the new stuff is just amazing at this point. Um, to be completely honest, I'm not that looking forward to Andor though.
Really.
Yeah. The main reason is because I'm not the biggest fan of uh, Rogue One in general, but it's not necessarily because it was a bad movie. It was a well-made movie and it had a good story. It's just so hard to rewatch.
Yeah.
Which obviously that makes sense. There's it peaks with your first watching. It's just, but you get so attached to all these characters, and and you get attached to them again as you're watch every time you watch it, and then, but you know for a fact what's coming. At the end of the movie, they're all gonna die, and you will never see them again in anything else.
Exactly.
Like I'm really looking forward to seeing Andor to a certain degree because then I'll at least be able to see some of the characters again, or at least that one. But I don't know. I'm just I know what happens to him. I know how it happens. I don't want to get more invested in a character that I'm already sad about how he dies.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's also for that same reason I haven't read Guardian of Wills, which is the manga that actually talks about the other two, the blind guy and the gun guy. I'm forgetting their names.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oops.
But that's a short manga that basically just tells the story of how they met, and it looks like it's going to be an absolutely interesting story, but I just haven't had the heart to pick it up and actually read through it because of the fact I know that it's going to be heartbreaking because I know how these characters die. And I already I fell in love with these characters. And it's just going to be so hard to, because afterwards I'm probably going to watch Rogue One again to see what how much that book set up in these characters, and then I'm gonna cry again because of how it ends.
True.
I don't know. We'll see. Stuff happens. Maybe I'll eventually read it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Speaking of Star Wars, though, have you read any of the High Republic stuff?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Neither have I, but I'm gonna be starting Rising Storm at some point. I have other books that need my attention. Cough cough Percy Jackson series, cough cough. Oh my gosh, there's too much of that series. Of all these series. And I'm really excited though to eventually get around to Daughter of the Deep. But obviously, I want to get through everything else before I do that because I have a feeling that probably everything up to that point has been setting up that point. I don't know. While I'm thinking about it as well, did you ever read the Percy Jackson Greek Heroes or Greek Gods?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, that's good. Because let's be honest, that is an amazing. Those two books are amazing. At least the Greek Heroes one. I haven't read Greek Gods yet.
Yes.
Greek Heroes, I just love all his just child lingo because it's just like, yeah, Percy would absolutely
Where?
frickin' say these things. It feels like a teenager's book report on Greek gods and Greek heroes, and it's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Like the thing about how he's just like, this is a metaphor, people. So that I got paid by your uh, teachers to tell you that. I love that. I love the book. I can't wait to finish it, and I can't wait to read Greek Gods because it's gonna be even more hilarious when I read through that. But anyways, I think that this is probably a good point to stop it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode of Nerd Chat. Um, go check out GOG if you haven't yet, because yeah, even though we're not sponsored by them, we absolutely do love what they are and what they've done, or at least I do, because I've absolutely loved checking out everything that they've got. And Captain Jack should definitely take a look once you have time.
Yeah, Captain Jack will do his best.
Yeah, obviously you have other things there on your mind, including all of the shows, all the books, and everything else that you need to get through.
Oh, stuff like the job.
Yeah, exactly. So do I.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, let's just hope that people need to stop being such jerks when it comes to at our jobs. Let's be honest, or especially mine, because I've told you what's happened. We're not gonna mention any of that here, but anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this nerd chat.
Anyway,
I've been Electro Ninja,
and I'm Captain
and we will
Jack.
see you guys next time. But on